Hello and welcome to the fast track batch of CA Inter Law, where we not only quickly cover all the concepts but we also prepare notes and charts for last minute revision. These charts are so effectively drafted that you can easily convert them into sentence form in the exam. Let's watch the demo session now. These are all latest recordings and we will cover the entire syllabus in just 50 hours. You can purchase these lectures from my website capreetyagarwal.com. Link is also given in the description box. These lectures are in 100% English because I believe that if you listen in English, you understand in English, only then you will be able to effectively frame your answers in English in the exam. So students, let's watch the demo session and please visit my website capreetyagarwal.com to enroll in this batch now.
Students, your syllabus has one very interesting act, the Limited Liability Partnership Act. I call it interesting because this is actually a mixture of Partnership Act and company law. So if you know company law basics and you know the provisions of partnership, this act is actually very easy. So in today's session, we are going to discuss one very important and very interesting act, the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. What kind of questions can be asked? I think it will be a mix of theory as well as case-based, but there are high chances of a theory question being asked. Now, as far as the important sections or questions are concerned, first let us discuss the sections which are important. Then while I discuss the provisions, I will also highlight the small provisions on which question can be asked. So if a question is to be framed, it's a new act. New in the sense, we have introduced so many new provisions. So as far as the sections are concerned, according to me, okay, this is my personal opinion. According to me, the definition of designated partner, foreign LLP partner, and small LLP is important for exam. Okay? So these are the sections which are important as from the definitions. Nature of limited liability. So again, partners, minimum partners, designated partners. Important section number, section 5 and 7. These two section numbers are very important. From incorporation, see how they have divided the entire act. The act is first divided into chapters. Chapters are then divided into sections. So act is first divided into chapter. Chapter are divided into sections. So chapter 3, it provides the sections relating to incorporation of LLP. Important are section 11, 12, registered office, name. Then again important, holding out, whistleblowing and fraud. This is also important, all three sections, 34, 34A and 35. Foreign LLP, winding up, okay, and this. So these are the most important sections. I hope you highlighted them. This is just to show them again. Okay, and this part. So let us now go through the basics of LLP. See, you already know something about LLP. Yes, it is not a very new concept for you. So we are not going to concentrate more on what is LLP, why it is incorporated, what are the advantages. All that will not be asked in the exam. So let us keep our discussion totally exam-oriented, exam-focused. Yes. Now, LLP is actually a combination of the company form of business as well as partnership. You won't believe it. It has the best features of company as well as partnership. As far as company's best features are concerned, the best features include limited liability, separate legal status, and the best feature of partnership is flexibility. So yes, when you combine the flexibility, limited liability and separate legal status, you get an LLP. Now, what is this flexibility? As far as company is concerned, you have to follow Companies Act. You have to have a memorandum, articles of association. Now, the format and what should be included in MOA and AOA is specified by the Act. So the Act says that these are the points that should be included in the memorandum and articles of association. Whereas in LLP, you frame your own partnership deed. You frame your own partnership agreement. There is no hard and fast rule that no, this should be included, this should be mentioned. It's not like preparing a memorandum or article. The effect is the same. The LLP is governed by the partnership agreement. Effect is the same, but there is no compulsion. So you frame your own rules. You frame the rules with which the LLP will be governed. There is a lot of flexibility that way. As far as the limited liability feature is concerned, the partners need not worry. Their personal assets are not liable. Like in case of partnership, the liability is joint, several, unlimited. There is always a fear of losing your personal assets. Here, there is no such fear. Also, you will get perpetual succession, separate legal identity. LLP is separate from the partners. LLP can enter into its own agreements. LLP will be liable. LLP can purchase assets. Members' liability is limited. They will be liable only to the amount of their capital contribution. They will not be personally liable. So there are many features which, when combined, give us LLP. So it's an incorporated body. You have to form an LLP. Just like a company, you have to incorporate it. LLP is an incorporated partnership. I have already highlighted the keywords to save time. It is an incorporated partnership which is formed under the Limited Liability Partnership Act with limited liability and perpetual succession. These are the features of company. This act came into force on 31st of March 2009. But ma'am, the act reads as LLP Act 2008. But you are saying that it came into force on 31st of March 2009. So what is the timeline? I have a timeline for you. The bill was passed by the Parliament on 12th December 2008. The assent of the presidency bill is just a draft stage of the act. The assent of the President was received on 7th of January 2009. The notification was published in the official gazette on 9th of January 2009 and the act, it came into force on 31st of March. So it was already mentioned in the official gazette that the act shall come into force on 31st of March. So the act comes into force on the date mentioned. So this is the timeline. Will this be asked in the exam? No, but this is just to give you an idea as to why the act dates as 2008, because the bill was passed. But it received the assent of the President in January 2009 and the act came into force from 31st of March 2009. So this is the timeline. Okay. So the act came into force on 31st of March. This act, yes, what is the object? What is the purpose? What is the preamble of the act, or the long title? See, this act was enacted to make provision for the formation and regulation of LLP. To provide for the formation, how can you incorporate the LLP? This is the object of the act. And what does it cover? It covers only limited liability partnership. Does it apply to companies? No. Does it apply to normal partnership? No. It applies only to limited liability partnership. That is the scope. And the matters incidental thereto. So this is the preamble or the long title of the act. It defines the SOP, scope, object, purpose of the act. It is a body corporate with separate legal status. So it is a body corporate having a separate legal identity of its own, but it also offers flexibility. You can have your own internal structure through a mutually arrived arrangement. This is the partnership deed. If the LLP does not have a partnership agreement, then first schedule will apply. Like we had model memorandum and model articles. Similarly, over here also the first schedule will apply, which lists the mutual rights and duties of the partner, LLP and partners. Okay. So this defines the mutual rights and duties of partners, LLP and its partners. Now, how should we read this? Mutual rights and duties of partners. Now, X, Y and Z, they are the partners of XYZ LLP. Okay. So the first schedule, it governs the mutual rights. Mutual means between X, Y and Z. It also governs the rights and duties of XYZ with LLP. Okay. So the mutual rights and duties between the partners and the mutual rights and duties between LLP and partners. So between them mutually as well as between LLP and the partner. Okay. So XYZ and XYZ and LLP. So you have the liberty to frame your own partnership agreement. If you don't have, then we will apply the first schedule. This is very important. The Indian Partnership Act 1932 does not apply to LLP. LLP is governed by the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. The words or expressions which are not defined in this act. So what will we take help of? Like, I'm not finding the meaning of some word in the LLP Act. Refer the Companies Act. So can I say that not only the LLP Act, but also the Companies Act will apply to LLP? Because if some words, expression, terms are not explained in LLP, you can still refer the Companies Act. Okay. So the words, expressions used which are not defined in this act, but they are defined in the Companies Act will have the same meaning which are assigned in that act. That act means the Companies Act. So if you get stuck, what is the meaning of this word? Refer the Companies Act. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the ROC, they administer the act, whereas the rules are framed and also you can amend the rules by the central government. Okay, so there is a small note which I have written somewhere over here. Yes. Who are the administrators of LLP Act? So MCA, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and the ROC, they administer the act, they manage the act. But the provisions, the rules, etc., they are made. So government has the authority to make the law, rules, etc. for LLP and also to make suitable amendments. Guys, just 1 minute, I'm getting a call 3-4 times. Let's not get disturbed. MCA and ROC, they administer, all right. Then the central government has the authority to make laws, rules, etc. for the LLP and also make amendments. So you can write this. Here I have mentioned that LLP has 81 sections, but the Companies Act also applies because whenever you get stuck, you can refer the Companies Act. Written. So we have the first schedule which defines the mutual rights and duties of LLP and its partners. Second schedule, it provides a procedure for conversion of firm into LLP. This firm is a partnership firm. Third schedule, it is conversion of private company into LLP. And fourth schedule, again, conversion of unlisted public company into LLP. Ma'am, what about listed company? Can they be converted into LLP? Listed company will have to first get itself unlisted, convert it into an unlisted public company, and then you can convert into LLP. Next, what is the need for LLP? I don't think this will be asked in the exam because it is a very basic question. So ignore this for the time being. Let us only highlight the keywords. Why do you need LLP? This was a foundation level question, not now. So to meet the contemporary growth of the Indian economy, because we don't want people, see, partnership it is not compulsory to register a partnership. Yes, it is not compulsory to register. So we still have many unregistered partnership and we don't want the business to happen in that manner. So we are encouraging the LLPs to get itself registered. Now, they don't want the compliance requirements of company. Like, why will someone go for LLP instead of company? Okay. See, I don't want to go through the compliances of a company. I feel that it is waste of time. And I also don't like the unlimited liability of the partnership form of business. So this is just a midway. Okay. It's just a middle path for people who want to have benefits of both these organizations. So for them, we have a new type of organization, that is the LLP. So it is a very modern kind of a structure. It is an alternative to the traditional partnership. The traditional partnership has unlimited personal liability on one hand and statute-based governance of the company on the other hand. So this actually has lesser compliances, but it still offers the best features of a company. LLP aims to provide professional expertise. It creates professional expertise and entrepreneurial initiative to combine and make innovative form of business. It provides the benefits of limited liability, but also allows the members of flexibility. It is a suitable vehicle for small enterprises and investment for venture capitalists. Venture capitalists are people who have a lot of money and they want to invest in someone's business. So Shark Tank, yes, that is, venture capitalists are more richer than, and they make a very high investment as compared to these sharks. So sharks can be considered as the private equity investors, whereas venture capitalists, they make investments like 100 crore, 200 crore. That is the level of investment. These are the important definitions. Now, I know that definitions have to be memorized, but it is very difficult for us to remember everything. So I have a very easy way of remembering all these definitions, like the chart which I have prepared. Okay, so if a question is asked on definition of address, how will you remember? This is how you will memorize. In relation to the partner of LLP. Now, this is so very important. Address in relation to a partner of LLP. So, address can be very vague. Are you talking about the address of LLP, or do you want me to define the address of partner? What is it that you want me to define? So, here we are clarifying that we want you to define the address of a partner. So, as far as a partner is concerned, this is in context of a partner. So, in relation to a partner of LLP, if that partner is individual, then the usual residential address, and in case of a body corporate, which is a partner, then the address of the registered office. So, from here, we can conclude that partner of LLP may be either an individual or a body corporate, because body corporate is also a separate person in the eyes of law capable of contracting. They can become a partner. So, either an individual or a body corporate can become partner of LLP. So, what will be the address? For individual, it is the usual residential address, and for body corporate, it is usual address of the registered. So, that was address. Yeah, you want to write it. So, let's discuss, and I'll give you time to write. So that, when you listen and you write, it will be registered. You need not revise again. So, write it. Done? Okay. Next, we have the definition of a body corporate. Body corporate for a layman. For a layman, body corporate means an artificial person having separate legal status. Okay, it's a separate legal person in the eyes of law capable of contracting. It means a company as defined under Section 2, Clause 20 of the Companies Act 2013. Now, this definition of body corporate is relevant for LLP. So, how does LLP define it? It is a company, it means a company defined under Section 2, Clause 20, and it includes a company incorporated outside India, because body corporate is always a very wide term as compared to company. As far as company is concerned, okay, company means it is incorporated under Section 2, Clause 20. It is defined under Section 2, Clause 20. So, company means a company which is incorporated in India. Whereas body corporate not only includes the companies incorporated in India, but it also includes companies incorporated outside India. It includes LLPs which are registered under this act and the LLP registered or incorporated outside India. It's a body corporate. Any legal person. Incorporation doesn't matter. Any legal person is a body corporate. But it does not include a corporation sole. What is the meaning of corporation sole? Sole means single. Like the office of the Queen. Okay, President's office. So, corporation sole is a legal entity consisting of a single or a sole incorporated office occupied by a single natural person. It has legal continuity. Like Postmaster General, Public Trustee, CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General. It's an office. People may change. But that office continues. That position continues. The President of India. People may change. But the office of the President, that continues. The Crown in England. So these are corporation sole. They are the sole decision makers. It does not include corporation sole. It does not include cooperative society. These are associations made for common object or a purpose, like co-op in UK. It is where people, they come together for a common object, like it is to give farmers a better price for their product. Any other body corporate other than the companies under the Companies Act 2000, defined under Section 2, Clause 20 of the Companies Act 2000, or an LLP defined under this Act, which the central government may by notification specify. So any other body corporate other than the company, any other body corporate or LLP, which the central government may by notification in the official gazette specify. So that can also be excluded. So it will not include corporation sole, cooperative society, any other body corporate or LLP which central government may by notification in the official gazette specify. This is how you will read the chart. Okay, so it's a very simple definition when you write it in this manner. So copy it. See students, I totally agree that you may feel that, ma'am, I don't have time to copy all this. Why don't you give me ready-made PDF? But my dear students, just invest 10-15 minutes in writing this, because trust me, when you write, you immediately memorize it. Okay, so trust my method. Don't ask for PDFs. Okay, please write. It will take you only 10-15 minutes. Write it. Done. Okay, so that was the definition of a body corporate. Okay, so we discussed that. Next, what is the meaning? What is the definition of business? So business, again, very simple. Business includes every trade, profession, service, occupation, except the activities which central government may by notification exclude. That is not excluded as of now. So it includes trade, business, trade, profession, service, occupation, except any activity which central government may by notification exclude. So if they exclude something, then that is not considered in the definition of business. Right? Next, and very important definition, financial year. Very similar to the definition we discussed in Companies Act. So financial year is a year which begins on 1st of April and ends on 31st of March every year. This is done so that, the year as per the income tax and as per your accounting financial year, it remains the same. Okay, so it is to bring them in sync. It is the period from 1st day of April to 31st of March of the following year. So, for example, 1st April 2025 to 31st March 2026. Why is this period concerned? To align it with the financial year as prescribed uniformly by Income Tax Department, so that the financial year which we are prescribing for their accounting and the one which is prescribed by Income Tax, they are the same. So it is very easy for us to calculate the tax. So this is very simple. That is the day beginning from 1st of April to 31st of March. In case of LLP incorporated after 30th September of a year, okay, so if you are incorporated after 30th September, then the financial year may end. It is not compulsory, but we are allowing you to end it on 31st March of the next following that year. Ma'am, we got confused. Wait, if the LLP is incorporated, let's say on 15th of October 2025, this is after 30th of September, then the first financial year may be from 15th October 2025, not ending on 31st March 2026. Instead, you can end it on 31st March 2027. So can I say that my first financial year in this case will be more than 12 months? Yes, this is allowed only for first financial year. In no case, it can be more than 18 months. Ma'am, how? See, if you are incorporated on, let's say, 30th September only, so we may allow you to end not on 31st of March 2026, but instead we are allowing you to end on 31st of March 2027. So this is a period of 12 months. Here it is 6 months. You cannot say, no, I'm still not ready with my accounting. Can I close my year on 31st March 2028? No. Under no circumstance, we will allow your first financial year to be more than 18 months. Can we use this for subsequent financial years also? No. Only for the first financial year. Okay. Ma'am, why is this allowed? So if you're incorporated on 15th of October, you may not have those many transactions. No, we may hardly have any transactions to be recorded by 31st of March 2026. So we say that, all right, if you don't have so many transactions, then your financial year can end on 31st March 2027. So that is why we are allowing. So if the company is incorporated, let's say on 2nd of January 2026, which is after 30th of September, you may not end the accounts, you may not close the accounts on the financial year on 31st March 2026. Instead, you can close the account on financial year on 31st March 2027. Under no circumstance, it can exceed 18 months. Okay, so you cannot say, no, now I will move to another 1 year and end my financial year, first financial year in 2028. No, that's not possible. Cannot exceed beyond 18 months. Also, this applies only to the first financial year, not subsequent. So, under no circumstance can the period exceed 18 months. LLP can, however, it's your wish. The word used was may. I have highlighted may. It's your wish. If you want, you can prepare the accounts up to 31st of March. You can end your first financial year on 31st of March 2026, but it is your wish. So, you can either you can either end the first financial year on 31st March 2026 or you can end it on 31st. We are giving you an option. So, students, please write this. Done writing, very good. So that was the concept of financial year. For an LLP, very similar to a foreign company. So it is an LLP which is incorporated or registered outside India, but it has an established place of business in India. For an LLP can also become partner of Indian LLP. Then we have the Limited Liability Partnership Agreement. It is a written agreement. I have highlighted the keywords between the partners of LLP or between LLP and the partner. So as I mentioned earlier, it is an agreement between the partners, that is XYZ, or it is between XYZ and XYZ LLP. It determines the rights and duties of the partners among themselves as well as the rights and duties of partners with LLP. If you have not agreed, if you don't have any partnership agreement, first schedule will apply. Okay, so the first schedule will apply in that case. Name. As far as the name of the partner is concerned, this definition is in relation to the partner. We are not talking about name of LLP. We are talking about name of partner. If you are an individual partner, okay, so name will be forename, that is Ajay. Middle name, Ajay's father is, with the father's name, Vikas. Sharma. So your forename, it means your name. Middle name, which is generally your father's name. Or it can be Kumar, etc. And this is your surname. As far as a body corporate is concerned, its registered name will be the name that we are talking about in this definition. Partner, it means a partner, a person who becomes a partner in accordance with the LLP agreement. So as soon as you enter into an agreement, you become a partner. It's a relation between two or more persons. That is why minor cannot become a partner, because it is a contract. There are certain exceptions, but a partnership agreement, okay, it's a contract. So only a person who is competent will become a partner. Registrar, not important, but just for your knowledge. Any person appointed by the central government as either registrar or an additional registrar, these are different designations, or a joint registrar, deputy registrar, assistant registrar for the purpose of this act or the Companies Act, as the case may. Appointment is by the central government. You may be named as a registrar, additional registrar, joint registrar, deputy registrar, assistant registrar, either for this act or the Companies Act. Why Companies Act? Because as we discussed earlier that if nothing is mentioned here, you can follow the Companies Act. Small LLP, the definition is very important for exam. This is very similar to small company. Logic is also the same. They are given privileges, exemption. So a small LLP, I have simplified that for you. I have simplified this also. If you want, you can write it. Foreign LLPs are incorporated outside India having place of business in India. So if the LLP is incorporated in India, place of business in Mumbai, is it a foreign LLP? Because everything is in India. You're incorporated in UK, place of business US. Are you a foreign LLP? Should have a place of business in India. Okay. You are incorporated in France, but you have a place of business in Mumbai. Are you a foreign LLP? Copy this. LLP agreement, I have already discussed. Same example. The agreement determines the mutual rights and duties of partners among themselves as well as partners and LLP. Small LLP is an LLP in which the capital contribution is less than or equal to 25 lakhs or a higher number, which may be prescribed later. But whatever is prescribed should not exceed 5 crores. And the turnover, it's a dual requirement, and the turnover as per the statement of accounts and solvency for the immediately preceding financial year is less than or equal to 40 lakhs or the higher amount which may be prescribed later. Whatever you prescribe, don't go beyond 50 crores. So as of now, the limit is 25 lakhs and 40 lakhs, very similar to a small company. Both the requirements have to be complied with. Only then you will be considered as a small LLP. There are various privileges which will be given to them. So the definition is under section 2, clause TA. So please learn the definition. There are certain other requirements which may be prescribed later, which they have to fulfill if they want to claim the status of a small LLP. Students, let's keep this lecture a very small one, like an introduction one, like a warm-up one. I'm not clubbing partners and the designated partner because then lecture will become very lengthy. I will cover partners and designated partners separate because there is a lot of note making to be done there also. Okay, so partners and designated partner, I have simplified everything so that you don't have to learn the print. Just learn my notes, handwritten notes. It is sufficient. All right. So quickly, if you don't want to take a break, I would be very happy. Let's watch the next lecture where we discuss partners and designated partners.